I mean, this is a game 5. It's go
It's an
time.
RP
The
shipwreck
seed
ban.
pick from Dugile is
Buried
buried. Why would you not
treasure.
pick Desert Temple if you're like, I'm so
Over to
lost.
the seed selection.
It might just come down to vibes.
Picking a
I
buried
don't know.
treasure, I think.
No idea.
not
Shimon
a
bans
bad
Village,
obviously.
and Feinberg bans
Shipwreck.
Wait, is Mungy's
Again,
ban?
It really only comes down to
So
these
this
5
makes a
seeds,
lot
right?
of
Doesn't
sense
matter.
for Dugile.
I think the shipwreck ban is a very
Surprising. I was
consistent
not
ban.
expecting to see a buried treasure ban.
Dugile also banning Desert Temple, even though he had close.
Am I dreaming? Like, why is Shimon picking Desert Temple? I guess you have to play it anyway by game 3.
Ever since the beginning of the MCSR ranked playoffs, the seed picks and bans have been a bit of a question mark. They're some of the few things that differentiate the playoffs from regular matches that are played every day. Now, I won't pretend like Minecraft speedrunning is solved at all, but in most situations we have a very good idea of what to do, what the best strategy is, whether a play is right or not. However, seed picks and bans are something we aren't quite sure of. Many times we see very unexpected picks from players, and we don't even really know how much they affect the outcome of the match. So, let's look at this. What are the players thinking? Is there a strategy? Do the seed picks and bans even matter? Now, even though I do have a lot of information about this from the data I collected, I've never actually picked or banned a seed in the ranked playoffs. But we can ask some people who have.
When I'm banning a seed, I just want to ban the seed that I'm least comfortable on.
I'm just trying not to overthink anything. Just when I don't feel like playing one specific type of seed, I'm just gonna ban it.
It's really just not that fun to lose to what feels like a coin flip. So personally, I just ban ocean seeds and prefer playing land seeds because I think there's more like decision making in them.
In general, in the past, it's been seeds that I'm not as comfortable with. So earlier in the seasons, it was like more village and temple I'm less comfortable with.
I think almost every match I've played in playoffs, what I've banned is either shipwreck or buried treasure, just because my playstyle is more decision making. The one time I didn't ban Ocean Seed was against Feinberg. I feel like it just doesn't matter what you're picking. It's just, honestly, it's just what I feel like on the day, I think.
I'm just gonna pick whatever seed is the most comfortable for me to play. So if I feel good about BTs, I'm just gonna pick BT. If I feel good about Temple, I'm gonna pick Temple. Why not?
When I was like the most confident in my gameplay, I would pick RP because in theory there's just the least amount of variance. You don't need to find the enter because you already have the enter.
For picks, I just focus on the land seeds because I think there's more decision making in them.
I think like BT is kind of nice because there's just less decisions in general, so there's less that can go wrong.
I've picked my own ban on Game 5 twice in playoffs, and it's technically worked both times. Well, the first time, like, I was ahead and then I choked down. It's like not the seed's fault, it's my fault, but like, the second time I just won, but I did play the overall worst, so I don't know. I don't think at all, basically, when I'm picking. A lot less compared to when I'm banning a seed, at least.
It affects it, for sure.
Personally, I don't think it affects the match that much just because Overworld is a very small part of the run, and for the most part, you're never getting a massive lead from the Overworld.
I don't really think they affect that much at all. If you think about like the first like 2 minutes of the run is in the overworld and it's a 10-minute run, and the nether is just so packed with just different things and different decisions that you have to do.
it was way more impactful in BO Freeze when you just banned one seed type forever and your opponent banned another seed type forever.
You could win or lose a match based on the overworld, but the Nether just does matter a lot more.
I feel like anyone who's good enough to make ranked playoffs in the first place just knows how to play every ranked seed type, every overworld type, or whatever.
I think overworld's probably the most difficult out of all of them, so in that way I guess it's good.
Maybe I am underestimating it a bit though. I still think it's not that big of a deal though. Just play what you feel like.
Well, that was pretty interesting. Thanks to the runners who shared their thoughts on this topic. But let's get to the statistics. To get all this information, I went through every playoffs match ever played, recorded what players picked and banned, recorded which players won, and brought all this information here. Let's start out with something simple. What seeds are players picking and what seeds are they banning? Over the first 6 seasons of ranked playoffs, we've played 95 matches and 343 seeds. Out of these 343 seeds, 73 have been Village, 72 have been Desert Temple, 79 have been Ruined Portal, 72 have been Buried Treasure, and 47 have been Shipwreck. Now, I have a challenge for you all. Can you spot which seed is different? If you couldn't figure it out, which is totally understandable, it's Shipwreck. And this makes sense, because Shipwreck is the most banned seed type of all time. It makes up 27% of all bans, which equates to it being banned in over half of all matches. Buried Treasure is the next most banned seed type, followed by Desert Temple, Village, and Ruined Portal. However, these percentages don't quite tell the whole story. We'll look at it season by season to see what was banned when. Starting off in Season 1, Desert Temple is the most banned and Ruined Portal is the least banned. In Season 2, Ruined Portal is banned 0 times, and now Shipwreck is the most banned. In Season 3, Village and Shipwreck are both the most banned, and Desert Temple is the least banned. In Season 4, Ruined Portal is the most banned, and Desert Temple is the least banned. In Season 5, Shipwreck is the most banned, and Village is the least banned. And finally, in Season 6, Village and Shipwreck are the most banned, and BT is the least banned. We see a lot of drastic changes here. For example, Desert Temple is the most banned in Season 1, and then the least banned in Season 3, with a 29% difference between the 2 seasons. Another big one is Ruined Portal, which in Season 2 is banned 0% of the time, but then 2 seasons later in Season 4 is the most banned seed type. We can see that some seed types are more consistent though, like BT and Shipwreck. There are many reasons for these big changes between seasons, one of them being that these seasons are played months apart, and players' thoughts on these seed types change a lot. In Seasons 1 and 2, Desert Temple was banned a lot because people were coming from RSG and they hadn't had that much experience in Ranked, so weren't used to playing Desert Temples. But by Season 3, people realized the benefit of playing Desert Temples as they are a very decision-oriented seed type. We see that Buried Treasure and Shipwreck are the most common bans, and this is because players don't always like the randomness associated with having to find the ravine to enter the Nether. Now that we know what's being picked and banned, let's see who's winning based off of all of this. To demonstrate these statistics, I have a match from the Season 6 playoffs between Eric and Raoul. We start off by seeing what the players banned. In this case, Eric banned Temple and Raoul banned Village. The first 3 seeds are the ones that weren't banned by the players: Buried Treasure, Ruined Portal, and Shipwreck. Raoul gets to pick first because he's the higher seed, and the person who loses a seed gets to pick the next seed type. Raoul picks the first 2 seeds and Eric picks the third one. However, Eric's pick doesn't actually count since he only had one option. Excluding seed 3, we see that the person who picks the seed type wins 54% of the time. It's not much of an advantage, but it's still there. However, in the seed 4 of this game, we see where the real advantage comes in. Raoul picks Desert Temple, which is the seed type that Eric banned. When you pick your opponent's banned seed type, it results in a victory 70% of the time. This is a huge advantage. However, when given the opportunity to, Players have only picked the other player's banned seed type less than half of the time. We see here that seed picks and bans can give an advantage and give you better odds to beat your opponent. Why don't we look at something a bit different now? We looked at what seeds were banned and when they were banned, but we can also look at who banned which seed types. There's a link in the description to a table with all the bans, but let's just look at some standout statistics. For example, take our 3-time champion Loki. He's the only one to have banned every single seed type, having banned Village 3 times, Desert Temple 7 times, Ruined Portal twice, and BT and Ship both once. On the other side, there are people who have only banned one seed type, like Tudorul or Feinberg. Oxidiate has banned Shipwreck 11 times out of the 12 matches she's played. The one time she didn't ban it was because her opponent banned it. Even though she's played in all 6 seasons and played 12 matches, she's never played a Shipwreck seed in playoffs. We can also look at who's banned each seed type the most. Raoul has banned Village the most, Loki and Silver have banned Temple the most, Doog has banned RP the most, Anko Boy has banned BT the most, and Oxidiate has banned Ship the most. We heard Monji already say he picked his own seed ban twice, but it's happened 5 times, and the other 3 people to do it were Loki, Danny Boy, and Tudorul. Out of those 3, Loki was the only one to win. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, let me know, because when I was watching through all 6 seasons of Ranked Playoffs, I didn't just gather this information, and I have a lot of other statistics I'll share in the future. So anyways, have a nice day, and goodbye.